including the Education Division.
Okay.
Bethany McConnell.
Hello.
Nice to meet you in person. I know, I
Yes.
think we've done email,
Plenty
but
of
nice to
email,
meet you in person.
certainly.
And coming to volunteer, let's get you a little close there to
right.
the mic. For education,
Absolutely, yes.
SOP, that we've now done this routine a couple
Yeah,
times.
we've got this down now.
What's going on in education?
I would say last but not least, we are very excited about the expansion of our education program that we've seen within the past 5 years. We have a dual cert program that I can speak highly of, dual certification, meaning our teachers are trained in pre-K through 12th grade in special education and with that elementary education. We also have the middle level certification in across the content areas, secondary education. We have an endorsement in ESL. We also recently have a STEM endorsement in which our students can add on to their already existing certification.
Wow.
That's very detailed, and that goes a long way to show that the depth of the vision across the board.
Absolutely. We follow the trends in terms of the needs of our local community. We work closely with the school districts. I've just been through emails today working to get high school students to come on our campus, to get interested future educators coming onto our campus and falling in love, as the theme that I've listened to throughout the day, falling in love with our campus and just the great niche that we have here in the Laurel Highlands. So it's,
I think that's always one of the interesting things about education, that my understanding of it from being on campus and then having family in the division, but the connection back to the local schools and how that works with student teaching and so forth. We had an alum who I was talking to the other day, because she lives with me, who went to an audit report at a school district and was full of UPJ students from Dr. Letney's class, to get them to see, what is this like? What does it involve? That is probably a very unique, that's one of the real unique parts of education, is your students touch those schools almost immediately, or pretty close.
Absolutely. We have our students going into the school sometimes as early as their first year. We feel it's important that they know what they're doing for the rest of their lives. And my colleagues that have spoken before me, you can go into the humanities, you can go into business, and you can end up in a plethora of experiences, but more than likely in education in some way, shape, or form, you're going to be in the school. So we really, in terms of cost, I know as an advisor, I prioritize that the students know what they want to do. And piggybacking off that example of collaboration, we owe it to the schools to give back to them, to see what their needs are, to work with administrators, school counselors. We have our students working directly with these mentor teachers for up to a month at a time. Our student teachers, our dual cert students, are in the schools for a year working in their future profession. So they definitely spend a lot of time working in the local schools, which we thrive on.
All right, thanks, Bethany. So, since I'm the pitch man, we're asking for a check. It's University of Pittsburgh Day of Giving. More importantly, it's University of Pittsburgh at Johnstown's Day of Giving. So, a check, $5 a month, $10 a month, $15 a month on an ongoing scale, helps a lot of people out. So this is, and I used this word earlier today, and you're amazed, you're the pedagogues out there, to you teachers. You know what it's all about. So if you can help out with $5 a month, $10 a month, or a check, to the education division, it'll help another generation to get educated right here at the UPJ campus so that they can stand in your shoes and be the future teachers of another generation of people. Because we all realize, and we all have memories, we still, well, maybe my memory fails me now, but we had good teachers and bad teachers. I remember who my English teacher was, my math teachers, etc. And we all go through kindergarten to high school. Whether you like it or not, you're going to go there. But it's important to have motivated teachers. And I remember when I went back to school in the late 70s, the world's changed a lot. A lot of the girls, a lot of the women were in education. I think it's much more diversified now than it used to be, but it's still challenging as a career because you're still, working in the state, knowing about the budgets and everything and finances. A lot of people choose not to go in education now because It used to be they taught. Now they have to be everything from the psychologist to the mom and dad, and not just the teacher.
Having that technology in the classroom, absolutely.
So if there's
Cover a lot of
anything you can
ground.
do out there to help Bethany out, she's going to greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. And just to build on that, talking about our students' experiences, they're not paid internships. So our students are going into the classroom 5 days a week, and then they're working 2 and 3 jobs. And I'm not exaggerating when I say that. I'd really admire the effort of the students that we get because of their work ethic and the passion that they have for teaching. We know we're not going into it for the big bucks, but truly the passion they have to fuel the future. And to do that, they have to work jobs in addition to. So scholarships mean a lot for our students.
And it was tough because I remember back in the day that I don't know if they were substitute teaching or internships, but they literally had to put the lesson plans together.
Mm-hmm.
So along with their curriculum, they're doing all this stuff too. Right. I mean, it was rather intensive to be a teacher, to graduate with a degree and get a job.
And that 3.0 GPA.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So if you want to help support, and I just want to throw the webpage, make sure it's at the bottom of the screen there, but upj.pitt.edu/PDOG, PDOG. Support goes a long way because of those things, of course. The education program has been one of those anchor institutions here at UPJ for as long as I remember. John, it was here when it was one of the original 5.
Yeah.
It's one part of the reunion cycle that is coming up at some point as
Yes.
well.
We're part
Right.
of the 50.
I think it's important. We talk about teachers. I think it's a bigger cycle that I see in alumni. The teachers, for many of our alumni, isn't where they stopped. They became principals. They became administrators. I'm also impressed always when I look through a lot of our alumni. I see the word superintendent after the name, which they started here with that education. So I think it's we talk a lot about teachers, but we also talk about, I think it's important to note that many of our graduates have gone on to become some very well noted superintendents or administrators. So it's and it started here. And I think I just want to make clear. I know John talks a lot about making that monthly donation. Today we want to talk about Pitt Day of Giving. And that's what Matt's going to talk about. But, to reiterate the phrase or reiterate the theme of giving afterwards, it just doesn't end today. That's on our regular giving page. And we can make it as simple as you put down how much you want to do a month. And the important thing there is that you put toward what you want to fund. So if today you went in and said, I wanted to do education, and it was your first time ever donating. And again, we talked about the teachers aren't in it for the big bucks. But that I'm going to do a little, my degree was in journalism, so I'm going to venture into the field of math. That $5 a month is over 12 months, $60 a year. 10, 15, 20, so on and so forth. That does make a difference. But that's another site we can direct you to. It's at this point a little bit later to make that and then put where you want it to go. Education at University of Pittsburgh, at Johnstown. But that continues the giving. Kind of talked a little bit theme earlier. This is Pitt Day of Giving. We're trying to make it Pitt Year of Giving. $10 a month. Trust me, you won't miss that. It won't hurt that much. But I just want to make sure we make that point also.
If people are looking to get into the education side of things, where can they get more information?
I feel like our website is a great place to start. Another concept that we've launched through our marketing initiative is we've started a social media page because our younger generation, they're not looking at the newspaper, they're not reading billboards on the highway. So we just started an initiative where we have our own students building a day in the life of a Pitt Johnstown student, their experiences when they go into the schools, what teachers wear during the week, and we've then launched through our collaboration with our superintendents, with our guidance counselors in our local districts, and said, have your students start following us. So Pitt, if you would search UPJ_EDU, you could follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook. It's a great community that we just again, we just launched, but we are getting quite the following from our alum as well. Our students, we find it's a great way for our students to provide support for each other on frameworks for teaching and supports for meetings, and social media seems to be the way of the world these days.
Bethany, thank you so much for taking 15 minutes out of your day and coming and spending with us and talking about education and the education division and the need for that support for those students.
Absolutely. Thank you so
Especially
much.
considering that they're not, getting paid to do that every day.
We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You
Thanks
betcha.
a bunch.
Now, is there any age limit to become a teacher?
No age limit.
Okay.
You are career
Never too
shopping
late. You're
today.
lifelong learning.
Well, you know what? I'm not. The mule can still pull. I'm just looking to see what opportunities are out there, but I don't know if I'd want to do it full time, though. I could be a substitute teacher. I know that. But
Well, we'll have to. If you did both the respiratory care and education that you've been looking at, it's the same building. You can just go back
I
and
can
forth
go back
each
and forth
side
to
of the
classes.
Yeah.
Teach people how to breathe better.
Yeah. Thank you, Bethany.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Nice to
you.
meet you.
Yes.